people what's happening. It's your boy NSG right now.
Working class superstar, mate, that's what you are.
I didn't realize that making vlog like this and one that I made yesterday, it was going to be that complicated. I really enjoyed that whole experience because, again, I think throughout my time in my career, I have developed a system to make content, and obviously I am an experienced music producer and I'm able to make a living out of music. And one word come up always when it comes to achieving what you want to achieve in life, and that word is consistency. So again, consistency has opened doors for me. Now, I'm not the perfect example of someone who is consistent, right? I have made some mistakes as well. I've made some inconsistencies in my life with regards to what I've done. For example, my YouTube channel is definitely not a consistent thing. But however, me as a musician and what I do in music and the system that I've developed, I've been consistent at that, you know, and I've been consistent at making music. And that's the most important thing about music, is that I keep putting out music. That's pretty much the foundation. So I always find making the content side of things of music are difficult, right? It's difficult and it's challenging because it's not as fun as the music. Although, yes, at certain things like making a music video or making content music is fun. No doubt about that. But I'm not perfect. I guess no one's perfect because we have to experiment. But one thing that I always do is put out music, whether it's for my current record label, New Sound Generation, or with my other record label, Nada Suara Gembira, which handles like a lot of kids' music and stuff like that. I've always consistently put out music, and it's pretty much the foundation, and it's pretty much the path that I have chosen in music to be consistent at releasing music. And it has some challenges because a lot of people assume that you have to be a certain type of producer. For example, you have to work with record labels, you have to have a relationship with lots of artists and you have to produce for them. And that in its sense is great, but the path that I've chose is to be my own kind of person, to have my own record label, to put out the music that I want to put out and not be micromanaged. And I think that's the decision that I made. That is the decision that I have made for me, and that is the decision that I made that suits the way I work with the vision that I have, and I've been consistent at that. And there are some difficulties with it, and there are some rewards. Owning your music and making sure that your artists own the music and have some sort of like communication and transparency between them, it's something that I take things very seriously in music. So I do feel like having all that creative work, having all that recording has been an amazing opportunity for me to do businesses. For example, sync licensing, master licensing. What does that mean? That means like allowing your music to be put on like certain movies, certain series in Netflix, and you negotiate the deal that you want, and you negotiate the circumstances you want, and also you organize the schedule release that you want. That's all the pluses. The negatives, yeah, because of my style of working, trying to develop a catalog, meaning having owning all that recording, then I'm not thinking about like, oh, I need to pitch music for this artist, I need to pitch music for this record label because this record label needs this record label needs that, and then you service them. No. One of the decisions I made is, I'm going to put out music from my own record label, I'm going to work with this artist, I'm going to work with that artist, and I've reached this place right now where it's tiring making music and releasing music nearly every week for all these different artists, which all have different concepts and which all have different vision and markets as well. It's tiring, yes, but again, this is the road that I've chosen, and somewhere along the line, you as an artist, you will have to choose not just artist, but you as a creative person in the creative industry, or whether you're a musician, songwriter, producer, you got to make a decision of what kind of artist, or sorry, back to artist, and what kind of musician you want to be. And you got to be consistent at that, and it's completely okay if you want to be a musician that works in a cafe, you want to be a wedding singer, or you want to be a songwriter behind the scenes. Find yourself a good publisher. It's completely fine, but you got to make a commitment and you stick to it. That's what consistency is. And you know, there are a lot of mistakes that I've done in the past that I kind of like. Oh, I wish I wasn't too harsh on certain labels or certain A&Rs. There are a lot of stuff that I made mistakes, but if you find your groove and you're happy, that's number one thing. You're happy, you don't get stressed, you're inspired, and you can make a good living. That is the space that I think it's worth fighting for. So consistency. What does consistency look like for me in an everyday kind of like situation? It means like waking up in the morning and have a routine. Some people have different kind of routines. Some people exercise, some people pray, some people go for a run, some people make beats. Whatever it is, you figure out. For me, I try to make music in the morning, making content, and then I go relax, and I probably watch a bunch of YouTube videos, a bunch of tutorials, and educate myself. But without that, at the end of the day, I can look at myself in the mirror and say, like, I did this, and this. I produced this and this during the day. So I always have a target of making a beat a day or a song a day, whether it's for certain artists or certain projects or certain idea that I have on the back of my mind. And it's a routine thing. I have to write songs. With the rise of AI as well, I can talk to the AI, or maybe like get ideas of like what kind of concepts I can make. Maybe writing songs from a different kind of perspective. Or sometimes I just record a freestyle or a mumble. But I am ridiculously strict at being consistent at making music. Ridiculously strict. And from there, I archive these things. I make sure that all these stuff that I make are properly being contained at the right places. So I always organize my files properly. It's very important for you to organize your files. It takes years of experiences to have a system where everything you create, it goes to in this place, in that place, in the right place. Instrumentals, songwriting, full song concepts, and then you put that into your folders, and then you realize that at some point, right, once you have experience in the creative world, then you realize that when you meet certain people, you meet certain clients, or you meet certain artists, or whatever situation that you might be in, situation that you come across, you have all these tracks ready. Very important. So preparation. So I can go on talking about consistencies, but for me personally, making music every day, music that I want to make, and music that I want to challenge myself, has always kind of like been a good routine. And it allows me the opportunity, when I network with people, when I meet people in the industry, to be able to say, I just got the right track for this singer, or I got the right concepts. And again, with all that discipline, especially if you're a songwriter, you're exploring songs and themes that you're not usually like familiar with. So for example, writing a song from a female perspective is something that I've done in the past. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but I have experiences in that side of thing. Or maybe writing songs for kids, that requires different kind of energy. So again, I think, to sum it up, my discipline of making music every day allows me to have ammunition for me when I go out there in the world and I try to meet people and trying to connect with them. And when I find the right artist I release the music appropriately. And having all those music releases allows me to have ammunition as well, because you can never have enough preparation, you can never have enough practice. There's not enough time in the world to do that. So consistency in that is very important. I can get into the social stuff and networking and all that social skills later on, but for now I think I'm going to end it with that, and I'm open for discussion if anyone want to ask me about how and what consistencies are for you that suits for your kind of like philosophy in creativity. Anyways, guys, I hope this is a little insight of what's going on. I'm going to carry on talking about consistencies in more detail later on in future videos and network and other stuff. So feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys. It's your boy NSG. Peace.
Working class superstar.